This video might be better titled A Tale of Two Melodies. Well, actually, three. It's three sets of lyrics, three countries, two melodies, two hymns, and a national anthem. So let's get started. About 1744, England has just adopted God Save the King as their national anthem, and several countries in Europe have adopted it as theirs as well. So it was rather familiar to the Brits. Now, the origin of the words and the music are both, as they say, obscure. But on the western side of the Atlantic, of course, the colonies here, it was unfamiliar and known only as the national anthem of Great Britain. Singing a song asking God to save the king against whom you're about to rebel is not exactly on the colonists' hit parade. But let's skip ahead a few years. 1757, a hymn praising the Almighty King was published in England under the title, Come, Thou Almighty King. Now this one was sung to the same tune as God Save the King. Keep in mind that hymns weren't written to music, they were poems sung to familiar existing tunes. So who wrote those words? Well, we don't know for sure. Popular opinion has it, of course, that the author may very well have written it anonymously in protest of God Save the King. You see, the new hymn was written in an odd meter, 664, 6664. Nobody wrote in that meter at that time. Those words matched only one other tune, God Save the King. So it would appear that the hymn was written in England anonymously with the intent that it be sung as a protest to God Save the King. But let's move ahead 20 years. And what we have on the western side of the Atlantic is the American Revolutionary War. From 1776 to 1783, British troops occupied New York. And as tradition tells us, on a Sunday morning, the British troops stormed the church where the colonists were meeting and demanded that they sing God Save the King. Well, of course, the colonists were in rebellion of the king and they were in no mood to ask God to save him. So the organist, under pressure, began to play the traditional tune. However, as the troops began to sing their national anthem, the colonists completely spontaneously broke out into Come Thou Almighty King, about the Almighty King, and they drowned out the troops. Clearly, the tune was causing problems. Well, after the American Revolutionary War, the defeat of the British, unknown to this new nation of America, a new tune had been written and was circulating in England, and it was called, of all things, the Italian hymn. It was in common usage as an alternate melody to Come Thou Almighty King. So in England, they could sing both songs. As a matter of fact, the new tune was finally published in the U.S. and paired with Giardini's Italian hymn in, the early 1800s. But this song praised the Trinity. The lyrics and everything about this appeared as Come Thou Almighty King, the melody and the lyrics we commonly sing today. But for a quick look, I want to mention the theology of this hymn. The author uses 10 different names for God. There's a distinct intention to honor God as the great, almighty, sovereign King. As a matter of fact, the exaltation of God's names are used as points in the argument that the hymn was written as a protest because it insists that only God is to be exalted. First verse honors God the Father. The second verse, God the Son. The third verse, God the Holy Spirit. And the final verse, all three in one. So when you hear or sing this song, picture those early colonists who stood to their feet and praised the Almighty King, who is greater than any earthly king or kingdom. And they adored him. And that's what I leave you with today. Come, Thou Almighty King. Come and reign over us, Ancient of Days. Come, Almighty King. Do me a favor, would you share these videos with your friends? Tell them to join us on our next post, and we'll see you then. God be with you till we meet again.